Okay, moving on. So I'm going to finish, well, I might not finish it, but we're with Matthew 4. I'm picking up at verse 5 because yesterday we only did 4 verses. And this is where Satan is tempting Jesus in the desert, and he's really hungry because he starved for 40 days. 40 days. Anyway, so the next temptation is that he takes him to the highest point of the temple. That's where he takes him for the next test. And I actually thought that was kind of like an in-your-face move to God. Like, I'm going to take your son and I'm going to tempt him and I'm going to do it right in your face at the top of your building. So I just kind of found that an odd place for him to choose to do it. And he tells him to jump off. He says, "You're God. You've got all the God powers. And God said that he would protect you and that he would send his angels to guard you. So jump. If it's really true, force his hand. Jump off this building and make him act and prove what he said he would do." And I like Jesus' answer again because he again starts with "the Bible says." So, like my dad says, and he says, you're supposed to trust God. You're not supposed to test God. Trust God that his words are true and genuine, that he is good for it, but don't go put yourself in stupid or risky situations just to see if he'll come through or because he said he'll come through. Make good, godly decisions for God. Put yourself in places where he would want you. Make decisions he would want you to make. Don't do the opposite just because he guaranteed this protection. Honor him, trust him, and honor him. And when the time comes where legit you're going to need him to protect you and keep you safe, he'll do it. I wrote down a sentence there of "don't take advantage of his love." Because I feel like that's what it's doing, is living the way you want, but just using him when desperate times call for desperate measures. And that's not the way a successful relationship can work. Anyway, so the next thing he does is he takes him to this place up high where he could see all the places and all the people and power and how amazing they were. He totally had a bird's eye view of just how awesome everything was. And now Satan tempts him to forfeit who he is for kind of this worldly gain. And I had written down, like, do we fall for the same temptation? Like, how many times do I cave to wanting things or craving things that look so beautiful in the moment, but those little decisions take me a little step away from God and what he wants? And I noticed up to this point, Jesus was polite with him. And then it got to the point where he was done here. He was done with being polite. Satan had pushed him too far, and he finally says, "Just get away. Get away from me, physically, mentally, whatever. Don't touch me. Don't come near me." Because the Bible says that God's kingdom is the only one. Again, I love that he uses "the Bible says." He knows where to reference. He knows his stuff. And he's reiterating the truth. Maybe he was feeling a little weak, but he's saying because God's kingdom is the only kingdom that matters. As beautiful as all of this other stuff is, because it is beautiful, they have nothing on God and his kingdom, even though I can't necessarily see it right now. And even though this beauty of things might tempt me, might make me weak in the knees, I will not cave to it. I won't serve to it. I won't change my mind. I'm only concerned about God's kingdom, no matter how attractive anything else may seem. And then I noticed here that obviously the devil left. Jesus shot him down 3 times and he left him. When he told Satan to go away, that's when the angels could come in and take care of him. I just find that that's a beautiful picture, that he had to ask the devil to leave to let the angels in. And I think sometimes we have to do that in the circumstances in our life and in our struggles, where ask the devil to leave and make room for God and his angels to surround you. Because if you stay in the face or in the presence of evil or the devil or temptation, if you stay close to it, how does God squeeze in? How do the angels squeeze in? You have to step back. You have to push them away. And then God can totally surround you and protect you and lift you up and help you through. Overall in Matthew, this section of Matthew where it was all the temptation, what I had noticed was I felt like the overall theme was that Satan was trying to tempt Jesus to use his godness for selfish reason, for selfish gain. To just use the magic that comes along with God, but to not have a relationship. And every time Jesus rejected him, he was putting the relationship before the miracle. The relationship was more important than getting a magic trick out of his powers. And when hard times come, we just want to snap our fingers and make something go away. I think we just have to choose to wait. Put the relationship with God first, and let him then take care of the miracle in its right time. Because Jesus didn't starve to death. None of these things that Satan tempted him, none of them came to be. But they came the way God wanted, in God's timing. Because he didn't do things for selfish reasons. Okay, I hope that made sense. I will be back.